What do you get when a London raised American South African and a New York raised Moroccan meet on the interwebs and become instant soul sisters? One of them, an Ayurvedic practitioner and transformation coach, and the other, a Conspire breathwork coach and Reiki master teacher. Both obsessed with wellness, family, entrepreneurship, relationships, and the magic of human expansion and growth. You get a whole convo. We truly believe that with an open heart, focused mind, and energy receptive to the possibilities, your wellness journey can guide you to a life that exceeds your wildest dreams. Welcome to our podcast. We're Ella and Iman, and we are so happy you're here. Come vibe with us as we explore the wholeness of being through the lens of wellness. Welcome to a whole convo with Ella and Iman. Now this one's a juicy one, Iman. I think you're gonna love this one. Energy never, it never lies.
It sure doesn't.
Never, ever lies. Now we might not be paying attention to what the energy's saying, but it never lies. What do you think, Iman? Tell me your thoughts on this idea.
I think I know why you said I'm gonna love this one because I'm a big advocate. I'm like the energy ambassador. I really honor and really value energy so much because my life in the 39 years I've spent on this earth has taught me time and time again, Ella, time and time again, that when I really pay attention and I'm really present and I'm connected and tapped in to my intuition, I feel energy so deeply. And it always either really soothes me and makes me feel like I'm floating when it's vibrant energy and it's nurturing energy and it's energy that's in alignment with my spirit and soul, or the absolute opposite. You feel it so strongly when it's heavy and depleting and just, bringing my spirit down. I feel it so deeply. Like it's just so huge for me that it's a part of my life. I do not live my life for a few years now, maybe at least 7 or 8 years, possibly more than that, where I do not consciously take inventory of the energy around me.
Beautiful. Beautiful. And what was the shift for you into that conscious inventory?
My first marriage.
Oh, oh that's so funny.
I will tell you that I think I felt it so many times before, like at work, and they would be something simple, right? So like I'd be at work and there's a coworker that maybe the energy felt a bit off, or you have this kind of energy exchange, right, with someone, and you're like, that felt a little off. It didn't feel good. It didn't feel warm. It didn't feel juicy, right? I felt those, of course, for lots of times in my life before the the first marriage and divorce. But the reason why I quickly gave that one shot answer is because that is the time in which it became a part of my research and a part of my mission in life is to understand it, is to
And
understand.
take it seriously.
Take it seriously.
Yeah.
Because Ella, when I tell you that there were so many freaking moments in the beginning of that relationship, before we got married, after we got married, close to when we ended it, when I needed to like leave and end it, very seriously, that the energy was so terrible. The energy was so off. And here we go, our little mind, our little logic, and our patterns and our conditioning and society tries to write us this little story, aka excuses, of like, this is why that happened. And this is why this happened. But when I started really taking this seriously and paying attention to the energy, it got so much simpler, Ella. My life became so much simpler. And I don't budge. I'm very, very strict. I am a freaking boot camp officer. Okay. I'm very militant about my energy and my boundaries now because of what I learned in that time frame when I really went deep, deep into understanding that energy never lies, girl. It just doesn't.
It never, ever, ever lies. And it's a great perspective you've shared in terms of your desire to look into it and go deeper. And I want to open it up and say this is for everybody who may not even believe that they are affected by or go off or off energy, or the idea that being into energy is like woo woo and
Yeah,
out
yeah,
there,
totally.
because every single person, when you use the work example, can talk about a situation where they say, oh, something didn't feel right,
Yes.
the vibe was off, they were saying one thing, but it felt like something else. You
Yeah.
know, I know for
Everyone
a
has
fact
that
everybody knows
experience.
that. Yeah, everybody knows. Or I walked into the room and it felt like I was interrupting something,
Right.
because you can feel you've maybe disrupted the energy, or you've gone in and someone's shut down and you've noticed that.
Yes.
So this, for me, it's this invitation of remembering we are energetic beings. We are affected by, impacted by, give off energy wherever we go, whether we mean to do it or we don't mean to do it. So that means our energy announces itself before we even realize. And if we take a moment to actually acknowledge that as human beings, that's how we're part of how we're designed to have senses, how we're designed to ascertain if something is right for us or not, that unspoken energy exchange interaction, that feeling that we have.
Energy right now. I love how
You know,
energized we are about this topic.
no, but no, but for real,
Or
because it's so integrated, it's so a part of who we are that, again, like breathing, we don't necessarily pay attention to it, but it's the barometer that is always available. And the more we tap into those signs and trust it, because I feel like part of the reason a lot of people may discredit that feeling or discredit that's something that they notice in the energy, is because it doesn't seem logical sometimes. You know, like I just got this feeling that something wasn't right in relation to you talking about your marriage. You had those signs, those feelings, but maybe logically, like, the explanations moved you away from trusting that.
absolutely.
And when we then tap back into that animalistic, if you like, part of our nature, and that reminder that these things are here for a reason, they are part of our sensory tools and packages, we then get to decide how we interpret it, but not to ignore that, to actually pay attention. Because one of my favorite things is to ask people that I work with, so, okay, you say you're not into energy, how do you feel in this situation or around this person? Do you feel expanded? Do you feel more alive, more alert, more awake, more elevated? Or are you feeling contracted? Are you feeling shut down? Are you feeling that you want to withdraw? And has never been a point, someone who believes in energy or not cannot point to one or the other, or somewhere in that spectrum. And that is an indication of how your energy is interacting there. If you're feeling expanded, if you're feeling enlivened, that's a good space for you to be in. That contraction, that desire to withdraw, is a massive sign for you as well.
Yeah, totally. And when you start really being aware and present to it, it starts magnifying. I feel like it starts magnifying in your world. Like for me,
Mm.
there's been so many moments in the past couple of years where the logic makes no sense. Like no sense. You're just like, wait, make this. It doesn't make any sense intellectually, using our mind logically, but the energy feels so powerful. The
Mm.
intuition feels so powerful. It's magnetic. It lights you up. The alignment feels so good. You can't explain it. Every time I have followed that energy, every time I have followed that intuition, it's been absolute miracles. Absolute miracles. And in hindsight, I'm like, how the heck did that even happen? How the heck did it even make sense? And so I think it's like with anything in life, right? You do it enough times, you work that quote unquote muscle. I think
Mm,
people need to work their energy muscle. It's just working the muscle, playing with it, experimenting
absolutely.
with it, exploring it. Just science in itself has shown that every single thing, every your microphone, the chair you're sitting in, our shirt, it's made up of particles. There's an energetic aspect to everything. There's a vibrational frequency to every single thing in this macrocosm and microcosm in this universe in us. So
Mm.
energy is real. It's just we weren't taught how to play with it. We weren't taught how to understand it. We weren't taught how to actually make it a part of our practical life and our reality to better serve us. It's always been this separate thing.
Absolutely and absolutely not. Only that I feel this is a recent development, not being taught to honor our energy. This is something that goes
Oh,
back, and
yeah, for
because this, you
sure.
know,
Oh, yeah. Think
back in the
our
day.
ancestors, all they did was honor their freaking.
Absolutely, absolutely. So this is a relearning or an unlearning or and a remembering of the things that have we've been separated from along the time.
Yes.
The remembering that we are all of that capacity to interact with our surroundings and interact with the things that we see, and in many ways your example of it not making logical sense makes it even more beautiful when we can notice it and then work from that space, because it's that our minds and our thinking and our capacity to theorize and formalize things through a thought process is beautiful. It's a wonderful aspect of being human, and yet that's not all there is to us. There is so much more than we can filter through our lens of experience, because that's often what limits us in logic is we can only go so far as we've had experience before, and then the energy is that invitation. Let's expand what that experience looks like. Come and try this out. Do it a different way. Be open to the potential. Be open to the possibilities, because that idea of interacting with our energy introduces us to that quantum field of potential where all energies exist, all potentiality exists. Anything is possible if only we can learn to be in that space, like you say,
And
play
to
in that
honor
space,
it,
experiment.
to honor it.
Yes, to honor it, and to find out how much more that we have available in us and without us when we are in those vibrational fields, and just like it's such a powerful reminder of all the untapped potential we possess as human beings.
Mm.
And it's like,
Say it,
let's go
girl.
there.
Say it, girl. Yeah, it's pretty mind blowing when you think about it, right? Just the infinite possibilities when we actually begin to pay attention and honor what's possible, because it is all
Mm,
out there for us. I feel like one of the most challenging things for us as human beings is to actually honor that, because when we think about the way our life has unfolded for us, we were born in this world. Most of us, obviously not all of us, but like had parents or a parent or someone who raised us,
mm,
in some kind of capacity. We were told how to think and what to
mm,
do. And so we often lose touch with that aspect of life so early on.
mm.
That's why
Yes,
that's why I love
yes.
that you said it's about a remembrance, and it's about actually going back to our roots and going back to the way it really is for us spiritual beings, energetic beings in this physical body, right? It's because energy was everything. Our ancestors committed and honored that fully
And
and deeply.
for for sure. And that's the when you see, that's why I love babies and young people, because them I definitely see they're more tapped into that. They're more switched on. It's almost like life introduces places where we forget or causes us to become disconnected or not trust that part of
That's like
ourselves.
infiltration. It's like
Yeah,
hijacking our superpowers.
yeah, yeah. But the babies, the little people, they've got it in abundance. They're out there acting on their energy. They're out there creating. Like, you can't make up the way that they can sense if something's right. They can sense if
Yeah.
something's off, and they let
And
you
they're very
know.
blunt. Yeah.
Yes, it's like there's no niceties, there's no politeness.
No.
This is not working for me. There was this little boy that I used to look after, and it was fascinating because this is going off into actual spirit energy, and that is a whole other convo. But I had this spirit guide, and every time, and he's really tall, really, really tall. And every time the baby, he would come into the house or be around, the baby would respond to seeing him, Iman. It was crazy.
Whoa.
Because he was so tall. And he explained to me, oh, this is the reason why the baby's crying, because he sees me and I look so big to him. And it's just, that's a wild thing. I just remembered that because it stayed with me. Yeah, that is a whole convo.
You're just throwing that here like shit ain't shit. Like, oh, by the way,
when one of my spirit guides came along. Yeah, that is a spirit guide's a whole convo.
Side note. It's not a side note, girl. Okay, let me write that in my notes. We need to circle back.
But see, and that is also just another indication of the spectrum that we experience energy on, right? From
different people experience different spectrums based on their capacity and their awareness and their desire to explore and interact and play.
Yes, right from I'm in work and something feels off to spirit guides and babies and on and on and on.
Literally, you just like literally the definition of energy. That should be in the definition.
No, I love it. But it is an invitation for the people who are tuning in to see those examples in their lives. Like, where have you felt expanded by a situation, by a person? Where have you felt contracted? And what happened when you didn't pay attention to what you felt? Because it's that as well. We might notice it and then for whatever reason choose not to act on it. And then what happened? Were you confirmed in that thing, that sign, that energetic announcement? Were you confirmed that actually I felt contracted and I didn't pay attention and all these things happened as a result?
Right.
Or I was expanded and I didn't pay attention and all these things I missed as a result. Like, I would love to hear that. We would love to hear that, right?
Yes, I'd love to hear that. And I want all the receipts. I want people to share with us all the validations they've gotten through the years of like, when energy didn't lie to me, this is what happened. I love it. This has been such a great whole convo, girl. Thank you so much to our listeners and our viewers.
Thank you. Until next time.
That is a wrap on this week's convo. We had a blast talking to you.
Thank you for sharing your time, hearts, and minds with us.
We hope this episode left you thinking, feeling, and maybe even breathing a little deeper. If it moved something in you, please share it, text it to a friend, or just sit with it.
Remember, the power of change can start with the simplest convo.
And if you have any comments or thoughts you'd like to share with us, please feel free to do so. We'd love to connect with you. Don't forget to subscribe to our show so you never miss a moment of the magic. And if you're curious about any of our services and offerings, check out the show notes for all the links and goodies. We're so grateful you're on this journey with us. Until next time,
stay rooted, stay whole.